What is up, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. I'm Steve. We're going over Turo, our fleet, how to make it run as smoothly as possible. And today I'm giving you guys a breakdown of my July earnings. It actually wasn't too bad. It could have been a lot better, but I'll drop it all down right in here. We'll do a screen recording on my phone and we'll kind of break it down, what happened, what could have made it better, what could have made it worse, all that stuff. But let's jump right into it. And as always, if you guys are new to my channel, definitely check the description below. I will have links to get help with me one-on-one. I will tell you, in the past, we've had multiple cars on a different platform. It did really well. And there's different lessons that I've learned. And this is why I branched off and started doing my own thing. So definitely have the experience of what to do and what not to do. But regardless, let's jump into this current fleet and how July did. So let's go ahead and check this out right now. Go ahead and start this screen recording right now. 3, 2, 1, and it's rolling. Okay, so I'm gonna go over here to earnings. There you go, boom, 16,000 so far paid out. It's not bad. 7 cars, it says it right here at the top. 7 cars in my fleet. I will tell you right now, the Jeep is actually on there. We'll get into that a little bit later on. July was $4,684, and we will do a breakdown per car. So let's go to the Fiesta. The Fiesta did $604, not bad. It could do better, but not bad. Because honestly, obviously, I'm already booked out for this month and it's doing a little bit better than that $604. So if we do go over here, we'll go to Vehicles, Fiesta, Calendar, and boom. This is why I say it could have done better. What do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 and a half days that this thing was not booked. That's not very good utilization rate, right? But for it to pull off what it did, and I don't know, it just kind of sucks. I got a lot of those weekend bookings, and man, it must be hot out here, and I got flies all over. So bear with me, guys. But that gives you an idea. So this month, I got one of those last minute bookings. I actually had that car sitting for a little bit, so that's why it's a little bit higher, and I'm only missing 3.5 days. And hopefully I'll book those things out. But for right now, that's the Ford Fiesta. We'll go back over here to earnings, and we'll check out the Ford Focus. So the Ford Focus, July, $791. And this one's actually staying pretty consistent, right in the 7s, 8s. Looks like 8 for 2 months and 7 for, yeah, so close, just under $800 a month. And no reimbursements or anything like that, so it's not like I'm missing anything out of that. You know, I've had pretty decent renters, and it shows. Obviously, it just goes out and comes back, and it's right back out again. So the Focus, let's go to the Calendar, and this will show right here. So there you go. This thing actually does very well every month. Looks like I'm only out 3 3¾ days, so pretty good utilization rate for that. I'm not mad at it whatsoever. Focus does really well. Now let's go back to earnings. We will get to the Honda Civic. So the Honda Civic, $909. That one actually did really well. I'm happy, super happy with that. $73 in reimbursements. I'm kind of trying to figure it out now. What did I have for reimbursements? I think that was honestly a fuel reimbursement. But I'll have to go back and double check. I didn't realize I had that much. It had to have been a fuel, or 2 fuels. Regardless, $909, that's in earnings. That extra 73, that's on top of everything. So let's go over here to Vehicles, jump onto the Civic, go to the Calendar, and boom, check that out. 1, 2, 3.5 days-ish. 3.5 days-ish of not being used. That's what, way better than June and better than May, to be honest with you. So I'm pretty happy with that one. That one did very well for me. I just kind of lucked out, and it did super well. As we get back in here, we'll go over to earnings again. And this is where I'm going to tell you that I could have done a lot better. I was actually on vacation the first week of July. So right after the 4th of July, we headed out of town, had a buddy of mine take care of everything, which it worked out great. It was nice. It was able to get me out. But I was also not very proactive as far as trying to get the cars back out again, just because it's my homie, man. Like he was doing me a solid, and he has his full-time gig, so he's kind of getting over there when he can. So I ended up changing a bunch of the dates, the times, the pickup times, the buffers, all that stuff. A lot of stuff came into play with that, but you'll see what happened, what the consequences of that are here in a second. So now the Hyundai Accent, check this out, $715. Not bad, right? For the month of July. So let's go back over here to vehicles. We'll go to Accent and check this thing out. It still had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, almost a full week that it still could have booked. So this car, I'm super stoked. It could have done really well. But for what it is, I'm not too worried about it. You can see May and June did pretty good. July, like I said, there was just some days that were off. Now the 5th, I left the 5th and came back on the 12th, or 6th and came back on the 12th. So that's where I said, like, it was kind of difficult for me to really do and try and maximize everything, but honestly I wouldn't have gained too much in that week. So let's go ahead and go back over here. We'll go back to earnings, and this is where it's going to start getting tricky. Okay, not quite yet. So the Jeep, $491. Check this out. So we use this Jeep, this one right here, this black Wrangler. We use this one. I bought it like a month and a half ago for the purpose of the platform, and I also wanted to use it to go to California to see how it did, right? It actually did really well. It took care of our needs. The 4 of us in a 6-hour trip, you know, a 4-hour tour. But no, the 6-hour trip, it did really well. And then when we got back, I'm like, you know what, let's just throw it on the platform and see what happens. I still had the dually and I still had my XJ here, so it was like, all right, it's time that this thing needs to start pulling its weight. So let's go into vehicles. We'll go to the Jeep and calendar. You can see I have it listed really high right now, but check that out. It almost $500 for 2 rentals, which like I said, we came back on the 13th, and then I listed it that week, and instantly, as soon as I actually listed it and put it for a decent price, it got a booking really quick. And this is my fault right here, because I tell you guys, don't get attached to these cars. I did it. I started getting attached to this thing. It's fun. I like the Jeep. Honestly, it needs about a 3-inch lift and some 35s on it, and I'll be, you know, set. But that's where we're at with it. So I did list it. It did those 2 bookings. Did really well. All right, so like I said, for the week and a day that it was out, it made $500. Makes me kind of want to leave it on the platform, but it is what it is. It's actually suiting our needs very well, so I'll probably just keep it. Like I said, I'll do the lift on it, all that stuff. And if you guys do want to see video and progress of that, let me know. I'll definitely make some content with that. But let's get back into this. So now we go to the Kia Forte. The Kia Forte, I mean, it did all right, $707. Previous month was $900. The month behind that, or the month before that, was $460, and the very first month was $915. So it's kind of all over the place right now. But we can go over here back and find out what exactly happened and why it is the way it was. 707 wasn't bad, but it should be up there with the Civic, with right around just under 1,000. So let's go to calendar, and I mean, there you go. It actually wasn't booked as much as the Civic, but it was still down, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 days. It could have done a little bit better, and that may have been some of my pricing, but that is what it is. Just kind of had to roll with it. It still was actually utilized pretty well, so not too mad about it. Still profitable. That is a car that I broker, so I get a percentage of that, and honestly give him the majority of it. It could have been a little bit higher, but it is what it is. Like I said, I broker this car. I try and get as much as I can for this guy that owns this car. I got mosquitoes hanging out over me. All bad, all bad. Anyway, let's get back to, we'll go back to earnings. And this is going to be the one that really sets the tone for everything, right? This is my Mazda 6. This is the one that I told you I had issues with. Had issues with the renter only once he returned the car. When he had the car, not a problem whatsoever, but as soon as he returned it, that's when I started having issues. And that was right when I was heading out on vacation. So thank you for the vacation. But you know, comes with the territory. You gotta do what you gotta do. So let's go right over here. Mazda 6, $465. Come on, man. $465. with $153 reimbursement. So the $153 reimbursement, 53 of that was for fuel and $100 for cleaning. Honestly, I was a little too generous with this. Was trying to make it kind of good for him, and then if I would have, you know how it goes, if I would have known that this is how it was going to be treated, oh bam, I would have hit him with smoking, cleaning. Like, I would have just ran this bill up, but I wasn't trying to be that guy. I was trying to do this legit and be nice about it, see what happens when you try and be nice to some of these guys. So that's a whole nother thing. That was another video, but regardless, $153 reimbursements, $465 for earnings. Let's go into why that is. Go down here to the Mazda 6 calendar. Now check this thing out. You see this thing is down. It's down for probably 3/4 of the month. Now that trip ended on the 4th. I did all the, we had all the shenanigans. I left on the 6th, and at that point I was getting emails saying, hey, he doesn't want to pay for reimbursements, he doesn't want to pay for cleaning, this and that, and it's like, yo, dude, what happened? You know you left all this stuff in the car. You know you smoked it, you know you basically lived in it. So that one is what it is. I was able to cover myself on it. Like I said, there's another video on it, and what's funny about it, I got a 5-star rating out of this dude. Like, how are you gonna give me a 5-star rating and then try and deny all this stuff? So my only thing is he probably hit the 5-star rating before he knew I would get to the car, hoping that I would do the same in return. I've noticed that you will get people, as soon as they are done with the car, boom, 5-star rating, and they hope that, they think that you can actually see your ratings, and so they're probably assuming, hey, if I give him a 5-star, he'll be more cool about it, right? I've seen this also with cars being returned late. They really have been late, but they'll check out of the car, say trip is complete, and they're still an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours away, and then they'll also rate you and hope that you basically hoping that you can see their rating, right? That's the only thing that registers in my mind of why they would be doing this. So that's basically what happened with this one. He rated it as soon as he dropped off the car, this, that, and the third, put it down. I was on vacation, so you know what? Turo wanted to see a safety inspection, all this stuff. I actually sent it over to my mechanics and where I keep the cars, and everything checked out fine. Made sure, you know, that was a whole deal in itself. But regardless, I had it priced super high because at this point, I wanted to check out the car myself, just because, dude, if you're gonna make some kind of crazy accusations against me, I wanna know for myself, would I put my family in this car? So that's why I had it listed pretty high, and it probably screwed up the searchability on that, because at the same time, Turo did delist my car. I fought with them on that, they relisted it, and then I put it for a higher price. So I'm sure at that point, algorithm just went, oh, we don't know, we're gonna put you at the bottom, because we have no clue. It did end up booking a couple weeks later, and all these ones have been 5-star reviews, which is great, but that just goes to show you what happens when you get crappy renters. If you guys are ever in this situation, by all means, call me up. I'll let you know. I'll let you know exactly how to handle it. There's different ways for different renters. Then there's so many different, you know, loopholes and this and that. I wouldn't even say loopholes, but just ways to cover your butt. So definitely check it out. If you ever need me, by all means, reach out. But once again, July, not bad. Just under $5 grand. It was $4,600. It could have been a lot better between the Forte going out a little bit longer. The Mazda for sure could have been a lot better. All this stuff goes into play. I did have a couple times where, that's right, I forgot. When I was trying to go on vacation, I wasn't sure if I was going to have somebody being able to cover everything. So I did have somebody go on there, or I did have my cars delisted, relisted. I changed out my times of availability, and for whatever reason, I still got bookings on cars, and then that's what triggered, you know what, let me just have somebody help me out. So it was all kind of tricky. The car should have been down for that week, and it shouldn't have even been an issue, but it did turn into an issue. July was kind of a goofy month, and I will tell you, in Arizona, it's hot in July. There's not a whole lot going on out here, right? Most of these people that are getting these cars, they were going out of town. The Mazda was in Vegas. The Forte went up north. The Civic, that thing was gone. Like, no one's sticking around here in the desert. That's just all there is to it. It's too freaking hot. I'm sweating right now. It's ridiculous. And it's 6 o'clock at night. I mean, like, 6 o'clock at night. Let's see how hot it is right now. And it ain't even really that bad out here right now. But 111 at 6 p.m. That's what we're dealing with. So, once again, you guys saw some of the other videos. they are slowing down for August. August is kind of one of those dry months. It's just, it is what it is. It's the nature of the beast. Everybody's going back to school. Everybody's going back to work. They have to be home. They have to be able to take the kids to school and can't really go out for the week. So I'll see a lot more of the weekend stuff. It's going to be business stuff. Jake brakes. It's going to be a lot more of the business travelers or the people that just need a car because theirs are in the shop. I've got quite a few of those bookings come up lately, and ever since the beginning of August. I did have one, like I said, the availability. Make sure you guys are available because my Fiesta got booked for the whole month. I did have the Focus go out. Basically, all my cars went out shortly after I made that video of how dry it is. So all of them are going out, but these trips keep getting shorter and shorter. And the ones that did extend and the ones that did book for like a week, they ended up shortening it up a couple days just because their cars are back from being in the shop. A lot of little things that come into play. I really think end of September, October, November, all those, it's gonna be huge out here for Arizona just because it's the time. The snowbirds are back, all that stuff. Different places, California, Florida, it'll be the same. It'll start picking back up again once everybody's on their fall break, whatever, the family gets together. So be ready for that. Don't get down in the dumps for what's going on right now. Just know it's the nature of the beast. It's always happened in the past 3 years. We've always seen the trend of it happening. So don't get discouraged, stick with it. Make sure you don't over leverage yourself. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, do all that stuff as well. And hopefully this helps you guys out. Can't wait to see you guys on the next ones. And we will catch you guys later. Peace.